5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had. Bring them out. Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert. All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.
Here I am, goddammit. Here I am. Welcome to the Romello Marcellus Show. Once again, I am he, and you know the rest. Man, we're creeping up on a new year already. This year has flown by, man. Truly flown by. In just a few days, it will be right in 2023. There's a whole lot going on, man, in the financial world and the world we live in every day. They're already talking about the housing crash is about to come, so you investors need to figure out what you're going to do. You're going to tuck a run, you're going to hold it, or scold it. Choice is yours. Fare you well, fare thee well. If you're just joining the show, man, yeah, I'm here. Hope y'all have had a wonderful holiday. And, first part of the holiday, the second part of the holiday is actually coming. Autumn leaves in the room. Welcome. If you're on social media or wherever you are, at the bottom of your page, click that share button. And if you like the show, truly like the show, as we go forward, I need all your support. Follow me on YouTube. Smash the like, pluck the bell, leave it in the comments, and subscribe. Tell a friend. Also follow me on IG. Double tap me and let me know you're there. And on Facebook. Yep. We're here. Y'all like the new surroundings, man? When I get bored, I can just play me some Pac-Man, or some Galaga or whatever. I make it, warm and cozy and something to do, when I want to do something. My set is functional. Yeah. Tonight, man, I had to set the mood, man. I'm in here and it's kind of nippy out. Someone got me a nice candle. It's a woodland retreat, man, from Haven Street. And it's got a hint of white pine and some herbs, and it's wrapped with an aromatic smooth cedar. Awesome, man. It was nice with what's going on in here. Anyway, man, I'm just getting settled, man. I'm getting back into it. I've been down. I've been away for a few, but I'm here, man. I'm here. We're gonna get it in tonight. We can get an understanding about this topic that I want to touch on, because I've seen a lot of it, man, and I'm seeing a lot of it even more. And winter's here. It ain't coming. It's here. Yeah. If you are one of those people who are concerned about where you're going to be in the next 5 years, this is the topic for you. Yeah. If you just joined the room, once again, there's a share button at the bottom of your screen. I need you to press that button. Share it. Share this topic. Share our platform. Let folks know where you are right now, what you're doing. I was looking at this clip today, man, with Kamala Harris, and I don't even know the guy's name, but they were talking about how they would celebrate Kwanzaa, and they would sit around and light the candles and all of that good stuff. And yeah, you know goddamn well, she wasn't lighting shit. Why lie? Why play us? You've already achieved what you sought to achieve. There's no need to blow smoke up our hind parts. Not buying that brand. But this is what they do to us, man. It's a sad thing that we lack the voice or the pedestal to even, well, you know what? We shouldn't even dignify it. We know what's real and what's not. But there are those who don't know it's real, and it's a sad thing. We gotta sit back and watch people be hoodwinked with that buffoonery. Yeah. Once again, man, happy holidays. I hope everybody's being safe out there. I hope everybody's gotten what they wanted or things that they wanted for Christmas. Spending time with your family, your loved ones, that kind of thing. And hey, getting ready for the New Year's. I don't know what your plans are, but be safe in the midst of those things. Recognize things that are still out there. And, you know, yeah. Be safe. I'm still getting used and getting acclimated to all of this stuff and the gadgets and all of that's going on around me. So bear with me. The topic tonight, man, I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I need to put it up and let the people marinate and bask in it, and I'll get the conversation moving. The topic tonight is black women. Are they still a prize? Are they still a prize? I would say there is commentary. And I'm not the one who's kind of making that argument, but there is commentary. To say different. And it's not all coming from us as black men. You know, the narrative that's been painted intently about you guys, and you live up to the narrative on a regular. It is what this conversation is about tonight. I'll say this. I am a believer of us being together as we should be. But life's cards has dealt us as individuals different hands. The statistical facts are this right now. 26% of black women are currently married, while 33% of black men are married. While in other races, like the white races, they're 49% of their women are married and 52% of white men are married. Why are black people less likely to get married and remain married? One response that came in was basically, this is an easy one. Aside from the 85% of black men in the U.S. who are married to black women, in general, do not believe that it's a good idea to marry a black woman. And I'm trying to find out where this position is being taken, you know. But when you look around, you hear the statements of those that are being masculine or extra masculine, or you know, the independent toxic. And, you know, just recognizing that to contend with that is like contending with another man, and real men don't deal with other men, especially not in an intimate realm. So, I'm just saying, everybody has their own position, right? Here we go. Second brother, he chimed in. He said, especially when black women openly celebrate the downfall of black men. Okay. I'm just reading this. I'm just regurgitating this. Okay, here's a woman. She chimed in. She said, what are the whites doing that blacks aren't? A lot. We bash each other in public. We have no tact about the things, and the way we carry ourselves in regards to one another. We're willing to buy into what someone else is selling us as opposed to what we know to be true and prevalent to our own people. That in itself is more than enough. Then we deal with the feminist movement that's always busy, ever present on every aspect of our dealings with one another. We're the only race of men that are in the forefront. Our quote unquote woman is telling the world that she doesn't need us. Hang on, just got a response. Okay, the true meaning, someone said, the true meaning of feminism isn't a negative like most men presume. It actually pertains to fighting for injustice. The suffragettes, for example, fought so us future women could vote. At one point, women weren't allowed husbands present during childbirth or even to walk into a bank alone. Feminists advocate for those without a voice. Most men see it as a negative because they don't understand the true meaning behind it. Even a man can be a feminist, and before you say no, it doesn't make him a simp because he fights for women's rights. Feminists are the reason girls can get free period products that without their voice were denied. It's about putting a stop to injustice. I can get free condoms, but not free period pants. Well, it was like that where I live, but now there are places these products are given for free. Understanding its meaning is important. Well, let me say this. The initial feminist movement or the women's rights movement was not about you, black woman. You were merely a pawn or a token to garner numbers for white women. The problem was that after the Great Turnout, the end of slavery, black men had the power to vote, or they had the ability to vote before the white woman, which drove a wedge in their home. That, yeah, you can let these big black niggas vote, but you can't allow us to vote. Or you won't allow us to vote. And that became the issue. And that became the very catalyst that drove this feminist movement that had nothing to do with you. You got to understand, for over 500 years or more, they have always been quote unquote subservient to their men. You haven't had that long in this country to be subservient to any black man anywhere, because honestly, the minute we landed here, we were put in bondage and disrupted the grand order in which God would have us be together. So we as black men rarely ever saw the headship. We've always been second or third down the trough and last heard. And if we spoke up, even to this day, if we speak up, a lot of us are being called or being pointed out to say, well, you're controlling. You are anything but positive in a position to be a head or a leader. Hang on. Got another response. Let me read this down. Okay, we're not talking about the causes of divorce. We're talking about the causes of why they're not married. Here's the thing. If you're between 35 and 40, you're at the most expensive point in your life. Tell you why. Your fertility possibilities go down. And a lot of you now are being seen to be more presenting to the world, trying to be the old bitch at the party. You know, you're dressing more provocatively. You're on social media. You're posting more. You're in every space and place that you can be in, and you're selling sex because you don't have anything else. Your youth is gone. So even with that, You're dealing with the plethora of life that you've taken with you. And this is what happens. I put a post up. And the post went like this. And I have to say this because a lot of you think that we are dumb. Let me give you an example. Okay, my grandbabies, they'll come to the house. And they'll run around. And they'll do stuff. And you know what I do? I play dumb. I don't know how to do that. You know why I say that? Because I don't want to do it. I want to watch them do it. Figure it out. The same thing happens when a man meets you. Here's my quatrain. A lot of you ladies are dating outside of your league. Let me say it again. A lot of you ladies are dating out of your league. You don't want an average guy, but the guy you date out of your league, trust and believe me, he knows you're not in his, and he'll never wife you. So, a lot of you guys' futures look pretty dim. But there is hope if you're willing to do the work. You can't sit back and hold these things of your past true to date and expect someone to give you a pass through understanding. Say, oh, well, you know, you got to be this and that and so on, this way and that way. When in all actuality, you haven't been transparent about your wounds and your flaws. You know, you those things have to be put on the table. And even with that, you have to be willing to be honest about your healing. This is another reason why they can potentially say, you're not the prize. Hang on one second. Let me get this up for you.
Society has a really weird obsession with stripping the femininity away from black women.
All right, look, I'm sure this is going to get me into trouble, but I want to hear everybody's opinion on this. And please understand, I realize I'm making this observation as a white dude. That's why I want to hear everybody else's opinion. So she says that society is stripping away the femininity of black women. However, throughout my life, I've met very few feminine black women. Like seriously, when I think about all the women I've encountered in my life, and I think specifically about the black ones, I can honestly say that there's only been one or two instances where they've been feminine. The vast majority of black women I've encountered have been brusque and aggressive. They were significantly more masculine than they were feminine. The question is, do you think it's society doing it, or is it just the behaviors of black women in society today? Oh!
Yeah. My sentiments exactly. We're not the only ones saying it. And then you talk about the passport guys, you know, they want to leave the country and go find someone who's quote unquote traditional. Let me say this. It's like if you left the country and you said, okay, well, I'm going to go and find me somebody else outside of the country. It wouldn't spare you any of your quote unquote womanness. Because if you're going to another state and place that is traditional, you're going to have to adhere to that. You won't have the same protections here like you have here there, you know, and they live under a different thing. Another reason why we question whether you're the prize. These one-sided, aggressive relationships that you have with guys. I'm not saying this is everyone. This is a blanket conversation, so it's across the board. So if the shoe fits, wear that motherfucker. If not, then leave it on the floor. But a lot of you females, sisters, feel that you can say anything out of your mouth and do anything in regards to the male or the man that you're with, and he's supposed to accept it. I will say to you tonight, ladies, there's a thing called contempt. to be content with whatever outcome in a situation in life that happens or occurs. A lot of you need to stop and think about who and what you're doing it to and with, because it could very well ultimately cost you something that you're not willing to pay for. I'm speaking to you guys who have this masculine energy, that you can come with the rah-rah and you can do all the things, and the very last and final things that you could say to a man, you ain't gonna do shit. You can if you want to. I'm gonna tell you, for some of you, winter is here. And when I say winter, it's like this, the squirrels, they forage all summer. They store up. When winter arrives for people who have been fucking off, they're out in the cold, ass naked, waiting for the big thaw after they've frozen over. And this is a lot of you. As I was saying, if you're between the 35 and 40-year-old range, you're at the most expensive portion or part of your life. Because, as I said, the possibilities of you conceiving are almost over. And most men are not looking or checking age other than to hook up. Yeah, we'll fuck. But once we sit down and talk to you and really see where your head's at and how much damage has been done, motherfucker ain't trying to marry you. You can be good friends all day long. You can hang out and kick it, go to dinner, do whatever, but it's not going to be anything long term. Not at all. So, in all you're getting, get this understanding. There is hope, but you got to be willing to do the work. And most of you aren't. You're settling your way. No one can tell you anything. Anything. Okay, here we go. We got a woman. She just responds. She said, thanks to the feminist movement in taking the men out of the homes, matter of fact, most black men rather not deal with the headache and he might get with dealing with a modern black woman. Wow. I'll say this, man. I was talking to an OG, and he was telling me his story, and I was in awe. I'll tell you why. He was in the street. Hang on one second. Anyway, he was in the street, and he was ice cold motherfucker, man. The real thing about it is understanding how he got that way. And most of us won't take accountability as parents, or lack thereof, the parents we should have been to our children. He said that when he was young, that they grew up in, they were impoverished. Single mother, but his mother met a man. Decent man, too. Had some shit going on about him. He decides he wanted to marry the mother. Moved him out of the projects, moved him into a nice home. And took care of them, provided for them. He trusted the mama so much that he put her name on all of his stuff, his life insurances, his bank accounts, and the house, and everything. And he said one day, they came home from school, and the mother said, come on, pack your stuff. They went to the bank, and his mother took all of the man's money out of the bank and disappeared. Young boy told him, told his mama, "You a dirty bitch." And Joker became a pimp and never had an ounce of trust for another woman the rest of his life. And here this man in his 70s. But I'm saying that a lot of this goes on, the deceptive practices. And I do find a lot of you sisters will mess with a guy that you don't even like because it benefits you. Opportunists, narcissists, without any accountability, and your retribution, when it comes for you, because it's cold outside, it's going to be swift. Here we go. Quentin says, the marriage rates of black men proves that black men desire marriage and a stable family way more than the black woman does. Also, black women are the only demographic of women in the Western world with more divorce rates than marriage rates. And they file for divorce almost 80% of the time. It's sickening and risky to even think of marrying a sister. I understand. I mean, you get into a situation and you got a contract where this one can be paid to leave you. And I know that a lot of sisters marry brothers that they don't like. I mean, I don't know what it is, or they're in love with the idea, not the actual factual of you. Or brothers, you could have very well come into a time where this woman is taking shit all her life and she's in the stage of her healing, and you just fell in at the wrong point in time where she's finally taking a breath for herself. So the buck has stopped with you. Still fucked up. But anyway, does that make her a prize? I don't know. Depends on her past. Here's the thing. A lot of you will sit back and say, well, I'm the prize. And I watch this stuff even on a day-to-day. I'm the prize. But getting still, bitch, you got 5 baby daddies and 5 different babies. But you the prize. With attitude in tow. Demand in tow. And can't supply bubble gum. You got nothing but a bunch of hard times. With demand. You the prize. Right. Anyway. Hang on. It's coming in. I'm actually on my Patreon, and I'm back and forth with you guys. The value of the family goes down when individual mindsets are steered towards personal satisfaction. In other words, there's entirely too much selfishness in people's character because of unrealistic expectations that aren't reciprocated, and it's deeply affected by entertainment and peer opinion. Something like black entertainment often depicts in a guttural way. Families require sacrifice, and if those sacrifices aren't met with appreciation, then the marriage won't last. Also, the marriage system in this country has been a scourge to nuclear family structure as a deterrent. I can receive that. There are a lot of you guys out here, man, and I'm just talking. A lot of you guys that have these demands or these expectations, but you're not reciprocating. You have no intention on reciprocating. You have any excuse and every excuse in the world as to why you won't reciprocate. Nothing's ever enough. There's always something more. And, in most cases, dudes are only good as the last record they played. Yeah. If you like this, man, I need to click that like button at the bottom. And there's a share over there on the right. Share this, man. Share this topic. Yeah. Gigi said, Big Mama and them prioritize men. These modern women went to college and prioritized careers. Okay. That's true in a lot of ways, but then there are some who prioritize us men. They're taken with good reason. Well, we talking about these ones out here that living their best life. Let me talk about your best life, man, and how this may play out for you. Living your best life. because you can't adhere or, submit. Oh, and fuck your lame lies when you say, well, I was the right one. You know, he'll be as right as you. Your life will play out like this. When you finally hang up your cleats, how many people will actually be at your door? How many more poignant moments will you have? That's on both sides. I mean, you know, guys, we play that shit too. Fucked up world, man, to be in old and no one there for you, in which you've created a love bond with. Watch your back. Be in the old folks' homes with the tethers beating your head off. Oh, hang on. Okay. Here we go. Now, someone said about my percentages. He said, when analyzing those percentages, don't forget that in the U.S., there are 2 million more black women than there are black men. Okay. Still doesn't change the fact that more black men are willing to jump the broom than black women. But it has a lot to do with the selection, the order of things. We can only do what we're allowed to do unless we're on some take shit, and that's a whole nother conversation. I always say it. The only thing that we can control is our seed and our last name. Yeah. Everything else, you guys control it. You control who you date and how many you date and how much time you're willing to invest in a date. Okay. Here we go. We got a female response. She said, yep, I understand that part. There is a bit more women in the U.S. in general, but men across all races in America have a higher marriage rate than their women. We're not talking about anybody else. We're talking about us. The clapback is, I'm going to say, indeed. But that begs the question when speaking specifically about black women's marriage rates, the best men to ask why they aren't marrying black women in the U.S. are us, the black men, who constitute the majority populations in the U.S. If there are more single white men than black men and single black women than black men, you would think that more white men would marry black women. If they're not, then why not? I just showed you one white brother and white man was like, hey, you know, y'all are masculine, too hard. Hard as fuck. I don't know how many how many of you have seen that clip with Lil Scrappy. And he was talking about how he was raised by Mama D, you know, and there are so many of us that can relate to that, you know, being brought up in certain areas or certain realms where shit, the woman you got as a mother is so hard that you can't, it's nothing you can do. You can't, there's no emotion. There's nothing you can tap into. And there's nothing more ice cold than a woman. When she turned that motherfucking heart off, it is running and pouring ice, period. Yeah, she's in survival mode, but I'll cover that too. You know, basically, how do we make a slave, but how do we unmake a slave? Because that's that independent survival. When in all actuality, you should be the dependent in the survival thing as we are should be the independent in survival mode. Two independent people, you're always going in a different direction. Somebody's got to be the dependent. Somebody has to be the independent. It's going to be a yin and yang that's going to get the proper balance. I'm not saying that the subservient natures of you do what I say is the factor. But when you have the merging of a man and a woman and so forth, there has to be those roles played. And in our community, you have sisters in these homes, first seen, last heard. And a lot of times the things that they spew off are wrong. Wrong as fuck. You're attached to too much. You take on too much, and you wonder why you have no clarity. You have no space to breathe, and you're no good to any real man worth his weight, because shit, you got too much attached to you. You can't bring me any sort of continuity in a spiritual realm. You can't be a helpmate to me. The difference is how we are wired. We as men, we're impulsive by nature. We're hunters. You as the woman, you're maternal by nature. That instinct gives you a spirit of discernment that we as men don't have. But if, like your pineal, if it's blocked or constantly being tapped into, you ain't no good for me. You got no good, and you can't see shit that I want to do. This goes back to a clip that I had played a while back, and why most black men won't confide in black women. Usually, if our thoughts are not aligned, i.e. meaning what I'm thinking is not aligned with what you feeling, there's a problem. You get snide remarks. You seek to diminish what a black man's feeling or thinking about his role or his projection. The jealousy sets in, whether it's you being jealous of him or what he's attempting to do, where it may put it in a position that you may feel like he's elevating beyond you, or whatever that may be. But that has a lot to do with the circle of life. And I'm going to take a turn in just a second, and I have to cover both, because I'm playing fair. A lot of you have been in situations and places and stations where you've had to be guarded. Okay, you had absentee parents, and you know, parents off doing what they want to do. We've all been latchkey kids at some point in time, and then because you're running that key and you got a latch on it, somebody see you slipping and something happened to you. You got to carry that, the resentment that your parents weren't there. They were supposed to be your saviors, and it continued to happen to you. And I got far to the point that in your life you begin to want it to happen to you. Give you an example. You know why a lot of you sisters have failed relationships? It is because of the sexual selection that you make. You go through the motions where you use lame colloquialisms where you all want to get to know you and so on and so forth, without really looking at the individual before you and recognizing he's a mama's boy. We just stated that the majority of the households that black men are being raised in are single parent households. If you go to the prisons, the majority of the convicts there were brought up in single mother households. I'm just kicking, I don't have the actual hard data or the numbers in front of me, but it's been proven that single fathers have better outcomes than single mothers do. And there's always a much better outcome when both parents are in the house. But when there's a single mother, there is so much left awry, unresolved issues that make life hard for those children, because 9 times out of 10 she's absentee. Retrospectively, the OG I was just talking about, for him to see that scarred him for life. He can trust a woman as far as he can see her. You know? And then when you meet a guy, you don't know who he's been sitting under. You say, oh, ain't no good men out here. No, you know why? Because you haven't recognized that you dealing with that boy's mama. Yeah, you talking to his mother. Because you look at life, that first initial very significant. The love part of his life, from birth to 13, whatever is imparted in that realm is going to dictate how he's going to treat those that he loves. And if she was a bitter old bitch, mad at the fact that her daddy, the baby daddies, wasn't shit, or life is dealing her the fucked up car, she got to go down to the welfare man and get them stamps and whatever, whatever she had to do to get the life for her and for those kids is going to be a beacon of light in those kids for the rest of their lives as they transition into adulthood that they take on, because even the things that they witness become a part of them and how they look at life. And the saying is true. If a man doesn't respect his mama, he won't respect you. So if you got disrespect and disdain happening, you have to know that something was awry in the childhood. And I'm saying this now, and when I say disrespect, and there's different things. And you we can have disagreements, and we cuss, fuss, we act like fools, we do that kind of thing. But there's a level of disrespect, and a lot of you have experienced it. You know what I'm talking about. I can't get into the levels right now; it's too much fucking time. But when you're dealing with it, the disregard, the diminishment, all of that kind of thing. So I will say this much: as a woman, I don't know, can't feel or think for you, but I'm sure you know that dealing with another woman is tricky, treacherous. So when you recognize that you got a mama's boy, recognize you dealing with his mama. Because if you ever sit back and sit under him and then see how he's moved, and if you finally meet her, everything and every action will be regurgitated by that mother to you. I'm just saying, I'm putting a little paint where it ain't. If you concur, cool. If not, I understand. Here we go. Got a bucker right here. She said marriage is definitely not all it's cracked up to be in 2022. Some folks don't need marriage to be happy and successful. Well, you know what? You right. You're always right in your own mind. Winter's coming. And when I say that, man, you ain't gonna be young forever. And if you're cool with being alone, cool. I can't take that from you either. I hope you go out gracefully, in charge and in control of your faculties. She says, here goes another one. Tiff says, not prioritizing marriage. Blacks are still together and procrastinating. They are just not making marriage a requirement. See, we're talking about marriage because when someone chooses you to make a life decision with, to merge corporations, to merge houses, they deem you the prize. I got something great that's going to add value to me, to my lives, and vice versa. So this is what this topic is about. A lot of us think that, a lot of you think that you're the prize and you're actually way off base. Got a lot of work to do. And the work ain't hard. You just got to choose to do it. People say, okay, well, we married, we got divorced for irreconcilable differences. We were incompatible. For the record, people, we are all incompatible because we're different. We're individuals. But you can get along if you choose to. You can exist if you choose to. Yeah, if you choose to. Here we go. Let me see something. Now, someone says some men don't know how to lead, and then some women don't know how to be led in a relationship. Well, like I said, it's all a choice. You can choose to be who you're supposed to be in a relationship or not. But based on those choices, your end result will reflect whether or not it's going to be cold for you in the winter or it's going to be warm. If you just joined the show tonight, the topic is black women, are they still a prize? Overall, man, long term, I would say yes. But there are so many different aspects of distraction and destruction going on in which even I get leery and weary watching it go down. Can't tell you shit, won't listen to anybody, you know it all, you're loud, you're boisterous, you don't need a man, man can't do nothing for you that you can't do for yourselves. And a lot of you gotten to the point where you latching on to each other. I was watching a couple, a female couple. They're supposed to be so in tune and influencers and all of this kind of shit. I don't condone that, man. I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't condone same-sex marriages. I don't. That wasn't what it was created for. That's not God's delight. And, we talk about pronouns and all that kind of shit. Look, if your name's Jesse, I'm calling you motherfucking Jesse. You hear me? I ain't changing up for nothing. You go get your legal shit done. Okay, maybe I respect it because it's legal. But if your mama named you Jesse, I'm calling you Jesse. That's it. That's all. But when we talk about this topic, there's so many different reasons why you aren't the prize. Not like you think. A prize is to be sought after because it has irreplaceable value. Whether it's a trophy, whether it's a plaque, whether it's an honorarium, something you worked hard for, you earned it, and it's yours. It holds its own virtue. It is untouched, it is unparalleled to the work and the efforts that you put forth because it's reciprocated you the glory in having it. What I will say about the majority of you sisters nowadays, you have no value. You have diminished yourself and you continue to disrespect yourself and disregard yourself, your birthright. I don't understand how you can run around and beat your chest and demand someone respect you when you don't respect yourself. You got women above 30 years old out here twerking, popping coochie, running around with no clothes on. You got the fit models, stretching and bending and splitting and everything else with no clothes on. I'll say this. There's no value there because all of y'all got titties. All of you got ass. So if you've seen one, you've seen them all. It's just a matter of whether or not I want to see that one on a regular basis. But as a man, I've sized you up already. I know where the dents and the dings are on you. And I know how far I'm willing to invest and go with you. So, I understand why you're having the tantrums. Because you know too. People running life, man, usually they're running from themselves. They're running from themselves when they're phony as fuck. They run from themselves when they've done things that even they can't forgive. You ever had someone who was so up on their palate that you can catch them fucking up and point out their fuck up and they'll get angry with you? I mean, way more angry than you were because shit, they committed their atrocity to you. That's because they caught up with themselves and they don't like what they see. Anyone who's loud for no fucking reason at all, they don't have anything to offer. It's always the quietest ones in the room that have everything that you can imagine to be on point. I just came on tonight, man, touch y'all a little bit, man. I'm here. I will be back here. And we're going hard Monday through Friday, live, 8:30 p.m. right here. Tell a friend. If you like the show, man, once again, I'll always do this. Gotta handle the business. I need y'all there. Follow me on YouTube. Smash the like, pluck the bell, subscribe, and leave it in the comments, man. You got any ideas, any show ideas, leave it in the comment. Yep. And follow me on Instagram. Also, follow me on Facebook. Yeah. New Year's is coming. I don't know what y'all got planned, but be safe out there as y'all moving about, man. Be safe out there as y'all moving about. Need y'all around here. Need you. Your families need you. I want to see you. I need you. Yep. Shit, it's still coming in. Hang on one second. Let me, okay, here we go. That's a woman. She says black people are less likely to get married or remarried due to misconceptions of feminists and men like Nick Cannon and Future with gigolo behavior, as well multiple baby mamas. Making it acceptable to be a gigolo, both marriages and remarriages are compromised for some of the following reasons. Wow. Okay. Wow. I would say that was a poor choice of examples to use, but I can see how the exploitive nature of what we see is a factor. Get your shit together. You end up by yourself. Old hag with 100 cats. No food in the refrigerator. Eating cat food and cat shit with a knitting needle. Oh man, I gotta talk shit. In all your moving, man, watch how you attract, or who you attract. Stop wondering why you attract broken people. You got to recognize what state you are in. You attract damaged people when you're in a state of healing. When your spirit is trying to heal, they come to gnash on your light in the midst of your relationships. A lot of you ladies, y'all are moving and operating from a place of pain. This is how a lot of y'all were raised as children. Your mama was in pain. And you understand, you wonder why you go through so much. You're attracting so much. Should you still healing from your childhood traumas? You still healing from the last 3 assholes you dealt with that abused you, lied to you, took from you. Put you in a position where you felt like you had to seek some other comfort because they weren't doing you right. So now you hoeing yourself out, attaching all these spirits, soul ties to you. And wondering why you can't think straight. Wondering why you can't reciprocate when you are receiving love or you receive love. It's all foreign to you. But does that take away from the fact that you were a prize? Put the question tonight, black woman, are you still a prize? In pardon, man, I'll say yeah. A lot of you still are. Those who have hope and dreams of being something other than by yourself. Because see, the biggest blessing in the world is to be able to have a legacy, something that's going to outlive you. A lot of you so selfish and fucked up, you don't even grasp the fact that if you died tonight, you'd be forgotten in 3 months. It'd be as if you were never here. There's nothing to outlive you. There's no one to carry your story forward. Travesty. Yeah. So, think on that, man. Think on that a minute. Think on the fact that, hang on one second. Think on the fact that, shit, you live all this life, right? And you go to sleep. You connected with all these people in your life. A lot of these so-called friends, will forget you in 3 months. No flowers on the grave. No visit to your family. They may talk about you every now and again. When your legacy page pops up and puts a memory up there. Remember this day? Oh, damn. She was cool as shit. We used to get fucked up together. And she was loud as a motherfucker. I remember they got to fight in the Waffle House. Yeah. Or your girlfriends. Yeah, we used to talk all the time about Mr. 5 a.m., 4 a.m. He'll come over there and then she would tell me how, yeah. And she was married. Why that man at work? Ain't nothing good to say. Shit. You were loud. You were boisterous. You were out of pocket. You were a whole lot of shit. Except for the right shit. But the question is, tonight, black women, are you still the prize? When you get out of your way and you stop wanting to be hard and be a man, be virtuous, tap into your femininity, as opposed to being a feminist in a movement that had nothing to do with you because shit, you were already oppressed. How the fuck? What I don't understand is how an extension of your oppressor can get you to run the street with them. I'm baffled. And go play your own out. And do it again in 1970 in the 70s when you decided you wanted to check before you wanted your man. You turned your man out in the street. When they ran the play on your man to keep him from having a job, being able to make provision. What's wrong with that picture? Something wrong. But yet still, it's all about me now. I got bills. I got bills. I want to travel. I got to look good. I got to get all these things. I got to do this shit. This is your commentary. And then you ones out here with these baby daddies and shit. Your mindset is if he can't help me, shit, he can't be with me. Help you? Yeah, you got life fucked up. You got to put yourself in a position for you to become a helpmate. Help that motherfucker take care of you. Not help you take care of the mistakes you already made, the reminders. That's already enough. Let me tell you some real man shit. It ain't a real man. Okay, your real man can go ahead and make some money. A man can go ahead and make some money. But that doesn't make him a real man in his relationship. A real man can have ideas and he can go focus on those ideas. Cool, yeah. But that doesn't make him a real man. A real man can tell you, I love you. He can show you through different things or different ways, whether it's trinkets or paying the bills or, spending a little time. That, okay. But what makes a man a real man is when he changes his whole life or his whole being and existence to be with you. How he moves, how he thinks, what he says, how he, invests or pours into himself, whether it's his health, his education, his spirit man, in regards to dealing with you. But a lot of you won't even recognize those changes. You would prefer to have the individual who is still out here trying to prove something to people that don't give a shit about you. You want the Pookie in them. You don't want Latimer, who's gonna, make you honest. You like my OG's mama. You a dirty bitch. You'll have Latimer paying your rent. And you be fucking another motherfucker in Latimer's space and place where he paying the rent. His name ain't even on the goddamn place that he's paying the rent in. I've seen visuals and a whole bunch of things, man. I didn't put it up today. I've seen visuals where you got a guy, I just got out of jail. He calling a girl and, where you at? What you doing? I'm about to go on this date. I'm gonna let this nigga spend this money on me, and then I'll call you afterwards and come see you. Okay, go ahead. Hurry up. I love you. Go and get that meal. And get whatever you can from it. That kind of shit is when we see that on these platforms is what questions the whole group. I'll tell you what tarnishes the trophy or the prize is the fact that you won't even divide ranks. You'll actually close ranks when you see your sister fucking up and knowing she's a fuck up. Just like that girl Megan. Okay, she talking about she don't want guns, don't like guns around and all that bullshit. And she in the pool with a nigga with a gun, dancing around, standing over top of her with the gun, all that kind of shit. And she was high as fuck on that bump. Yeah. But that boy got convicted of something that a lot of people have an understanding. Know that there was a doubt. And, you know, when we talk about the law, it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. And there was a lot of doubt there. Hope he'll get back and get his life back, man. You know, get away from these people and how they decide to do stuff. I'll tell you, the most treacherous motherfuckers in the world is the prosecutors. They get away with so much shit, misinformation. They don't give all the discovery to your people. You know, they do a whole bunch of shit. Get to your expert witnesses, find out what they got going on. If they got anything shady, hey, look, nigga, or person, excuse me, we're going to lock you up if you don't testify the way we want you to testify. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you're not going to be their witness anymore. You're going to be ours. And play that hand the way they want to play it and get it done. Now, I don't mean to jump off the subject. We still talking about whether y'all the prize or not. But when you got ops like that moving around, it makes it bad for everybody. Listen, I put a post up, right? And here's how it went. I'm gonna read it to you. It was actually a repost. All right. I said, we as black men are basically on our own. Right? The post said Tory Lanez demonstrates that black women's willingness to be weaponized or weapons of white supremacy to target black men. There was so much commentary. I'm going to read a few of the statements. Okay? All right, here go one. Boy, she didn't snitch. The fuck? That's the fucking problem. Be real. Anybody who does violence need to go their asses to jail. I don't give a fuck if she lied about fucking your clown ass. Don't mean she need to get shot. Some of you black men really showing how immature your brain is. See, and these are your representatives, black women. There's differences now. Here we go. I said, thank you. Thank you for your commentary. But your commentary proves the point. Thank you. Someone came back. Well, how does her comment prove your point? The only thing you're proving is how you lack accountability, and it's sad. He shot her. Okay, you have your own opinion, but I'm looking at the evidence. There was a lot of evidence that was not admitted or put into the case itself. And there was a lot of other nuances around those people prior to the thing. I'm not getting to the case. I mean, but here's the thing. Not once have you held him accountable for his actions, although Meg is not his first victim. We're not talking about any other victims. I don't know anything about that. All right. So I gave them a click, and the link was basically to understand how and why there is an ugly truth when we create a slave, or excuse me, when we were created slaves. Okay? Then this motherfucker, I don't know what was on this motherfucker's mind. This individual came on and said, y'all need to stop trying to fuck everybody, and they mother. Then maybe, just maybe, y'all stay out of shit. Y'all take no accountability for how y'all move with them weird ass dicks y'all have. I mean, I don't know. This is quote unquote a black woman. I don't know, female to me, but yeah. And this is why, when we do these kind of things, you have people questioning whether or not you're still a prize. Who really wants to be bothered with a headache like that? Or like, talking about it. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know what this shit had to do with sex. I mean, we were talking about something else. We were talking about the actual case. But here's someone else. She came on and she said, aside from the case, I really do feel bad for y'all black men. Yeah, we got it bad. Yeah, it's just bad. The status in which our black sisters are willing to take sides against us at every and any turn or any opportunity. You have women draggers, or inserts in the entertainment business or field in which a lot of us have been reaped up for years. And it's become second place. A lot of you have been taught to believe that black men are only, you have to look out for two or three different things. We're either going to be providers or we're out to hurt you. That's it. That's all. Without recognizing we are potentially, your sons, your nephews, your grandsons. Yeah. It's bad. But a lot of us still look at you as the prize. A lot of us don't. A lot of us don't have any respect for you. A lot of us don't. A lot of us has got a lot of stamps in our passports because we need to get the fuck away from you and your bullshit. All your loud talk, your boisterous, your lack of accountability in the things you say and do. You want to question everything, but the minute you're questioned, there's an issue. There's a problem. The loud talk and the projection of what you do. Well, you do such and such then, and but no, it doesn't negate the fact that you fucked up too. Yeah. Transparency and ownership is accountability. The truth will set you free. It will give you value. Lies and deception diminish you. You're no prize. You're but the trash, and you need to be taken out and set on the curb. For those of you that operate like that. Well, that's not all of you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you motherfuckers that do it, you know who you are. And you need your asses whipped. You need your teeth loosened. And I'm going to revert back to content. There are some people out here, man, that genuinely love. And love hard. Both sides. And these are usually people that don't bother anybody. And they wasn't bothering your ass. And you decided to bother them. Yeah. Wrong tree to bark up. Wrong trees. Look here. I've been on here long enough. Bumping my gums. I hope y'all got something out this shit, man. Yeah. The new year's coming and approaching fast. What's your resolution? What's your resolution? What are you going to do with yourself? How are you going to change yourself? How are you going to better yourself? How are you going to better those around you? How are you going to better those that are representing you? What I don't understand is how you can watch some trashy ass broad have a station place and you negate, or excuse me, retract that. You equate prosperity with actual value. And a lot of times the prosperity that you see is not even real. These motherfuckers in debt. They can't eat unless somebody give them something. Yeah. They owe. Everything's got to be recouped. Disrespect and disregard is real. You don't see everything. You just play right on into the plan. Yeah. And don't get mad if people don't want to deal with you, because shit. You don't recognize that you have to put in some work. The jokers ain't willing to work with you. I know I ain't. God damn it, if you're wounded, you're bruised, and all of that bullshit, I don't care nothing about it. But I ain't gonna deal with the disrespect and the dishonor. You ain't gonna denigrate me in any goddamn way. Gotta go. Gotta go. Not my fault. Not my fault. It happened. If I'm here, I want to be a part of the healing. Period. Not gonna allow you to take from me and not put back or not do your part. Gotta go. Gotta make room for the one that want to show up and do that. Yeah. You want to do it? I'm like, motherfucker, I'm going to give you everything I got. I'm going to give you 150%. Period. Point blank. But, hey, real ones are far few in between, boy. A lot of old bitches at the party. Got to be up in there. We getting fucked up tonight. You know the dance y'all doing this shit right now. Hey, and you got a married woman reaping y'all dumb asses up to go get fucked up tonight, knowing she ain't nowhere in nobody's club getting fucked up no night. Y'all keep on drinking that poison. Yeah. As you go to sleep tonight, say your prayers. Ask God for some understanding. Ask God for your peace. And yeah. Be sure that you are healed enough or willing to talk about your healing to someone that has true interest in you. All right? Now, till tomorrow, get off my line. I'm tired. Good night.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert! All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you. Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.